Hello, hi, welcome to IT Online Trainings for you. Today we are going to discuss about how to send a properties for your MuleSoft application as a dynamic properties by using properties file. Basically, we are externalizing all the properties in our application instead of giving all the properties hard coding. Okay, let's see. This is our API which we have built in our previous video. So let's try to externalize these application properties. What is externalizing means, right? If you can just click on this listener, you will see the properties for this listener, like the path. And if you can click on this listener, actually the port will be like this by default 8081. These are the hard coded values. Hard coded values means nothing but we are statically given the values directly in the configuration level itself. What happened if we have given like this in this way? If in future, like in for different environments, if you are going to change this port, or if you would like to change the base path, or let's take for example, like we are going to use a database connector in our application. So for development environment and prod environment, site environment, U8 environment, for all these environment we have our database properties different for each and every environment, right? So the user who can access the development environment database you should not use the same database for sit environment with the same credentials. It means like for each and every environment, credentials will differ, the path will differ, the port will differ, every all the values will be differ, but even though the property keys are same. For suppose, see, let me copy this path. This is the path, right? For development environment, this is a slash API. For UAT, for example, let's say this is slash API and sit. For prod, it is like slash API hyphen prod. So based on different environment, value will change, but the path property will not change. So if you would like to change anything based on the different environment, we are again going to our code. We need to change it if we are not going to use our properties file. So to actually the best practices in MuleSoft or any other application is like we should not hard code any value in our code it's directly. Instead, we need to send these values dynamically from properties file. Let's see how we can achieve that in our Mule application. Okay, so to do that, we need to create one property file. If you can just open up your application, you will see SRC main resources. Here you need to create one property file for each and every environment. Let's see how to create a property file. Right click on it. Right click on it. Go to new file. In Mule 4, all the properties file will be with the form of .yaml extension. Let's create a dev properties file and let's name it as properties dev .yaml. So these .yaml extension files are used for properties files in Mule 4. Okay, let me click on finish. For example, let's say we have a development environment, we have a QA environment, we have prod environment, we have UAT environment. So once the developer done with the local testing, we need to deploy our Cloud Hub development environment first. Then development testing team will take care. Then we need to move the API to QA environment. So QA testing will be done in the QA environment. Likewise, we need to upgrade our deployment till prod. Prod means the final environment where the application will go live. So instead of that, we have to deploy our applications in three different environments with three different credentials. So to do that, we need to send all the different credentials in the separate properties file. Okay, this is a properties.dev YAML, right? So what are the remaining environments? QA, UAT, prod. Let me create in the same way other three files as well. Go to new file. You can use the same file format hyphen qa.yaml. Likewise, create two more properties file. Or else you can just copy this file and go there and paste. You can rename it later. Yeah. Likewise, we have created four property files for each and every environment. For now, all are empty files. Okay, we don't have given any properties here. So let's start configuring our properties file with our actual properties. Okay, in our application, for now we have only these two values as hard coded. One is the one path. Okay, let's copy this value. Go to properties.dev environment. What you have to give is like you need to give the properties like this is a listener HTTP listener properties, right? So you can give like HTTP as a root value, and under that give a space. This is the property name is path, right? Here if you can see, this is the path, right? And you can give any other value, but you can name it as with any other key name, but just for as per naming standards we need to give HTTP listener path. These are the best practices actually. So this is the path, right? And the value you can give it in a double quotation. We have just copied it, right? You can just paste it. So this is our path. HTTP. We can how we can refer this value is like HTTP as the root name. This is the subname like HTTP dot path. We need to give. Okay. What is the other one? Other one is the port. Port here they have hard code. We have hard coded earlier like 8081, right? Let's copy this port and go to HTTP div. Root name is the same because we are configuring the HTTP endpoint only. So let's leave it the root name as it is HTTP, and this value is port, right? You can name it as port and give your value in quotations 8081. So we have configured dev properties. Let's save it. We have configured dev properties. Okay, we need to refer these properties with key names here. Let's do that. So here hard coded value is there, right? So let's delete it and let's refer this value from http dot path in a it has a specific syntax actually. So you need to give your key name under dollar forever braces. So here what is our key name? HTTP is the root name. So HTTP dot subname is path, path. So likewise we need to refer this value. Just copy this. Yeah, so likewise we can send these properties from this properties file. Okay, we have configured all the different properties in different environments. Now we need to send this property details dynamically in our configuration. Okay, let's click on it. Instead of giving this value directly here, this is called hard coding. So we are just removing this value from here, and we can send it from properties. How can we read the property? This is the root name HTTP dot subname path. So likewise we can give here, and the syntax for read this properties is like this. Dollar flower process inside of the dollar flower process we need to send this key name. Okay, you can just copy it from here. This is the one property, and what is the another property we have send it through my properties file, that is the port. So here port is hard coded, so we need to remove it. The best practices in MuleSoft is like we should not actually give any hard coded values. So what is the syntax? Dollar, two flower braces, open and close flower braces, and in middle of that we need to send that key, http dot port. Likewise, okay, click on save. So see here, http dot subname port. So let's save it. So for now we have only these two properties, and we have one more property. If you remember this auto discovery, this is also we are hard coding, so we can uh, remove it from here. We can give a name like api.id. We need to configure this in our property file as well, api.id. So with the same name we need to create one entry in our property file. What we have given, api.id, right? So api is parent name space id colon the value. I have copied those value actually from earlier. So let's save it, and we need to actually provide these values in our all properties file. For all the properties like UAT, broad, QA. Okay. Now we have configured our properties file. Now we are good. And we need to do one more change, because we have given this properties file configured dynamically from the file here, and we have created these many different environments properties file. How our application knows which properties to refer, right? We have four different properties file, and we have configured only key names, the same key names available in all the properties file, right? From which file it will refer, that configuration also we need to provide here under global elements. You need to click your API here. By default it will looks like this. Here one tab is their global element. Go there and click on create. Here we have one component like configure properties. Search for configure. This is the configure properties. Click on it, and here you need to provide the file name. And if you can observe, file name is, we have different file names like properties -dev, properties -prod, properties -qa, properties -uat. Properties is common for all the files. For only this environment names will change dynamically. So we can give it like properties hyphen, till here everything is same. We can send this environment value by using another property like we did earlier. So I would like to provide another property like env dot yaml. It means like while deploying our application into Cloud Hub, if we can send dev as a value for this env, like while configuring the properties, env equal to dev, we are going to send this value from runtime properties of Cloud Hub applications. Okay, if you can give dev, it will refer properties hyphen dev.yaml. If you give uat here, it will refer properties hyphen uat.yaml. If you can give qa as our environment, it will refer properties hyphen qa.yaml, and it will pull that value from there. So we need to define dynamically our properties file configuration also in this way. Okay, now done, we are done. We have created properties file, we have referred the configuration property here, and we have modified our code accordingly to the key name. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, good. Now we are good to go. We are good to deploy our application in different environments, and we can refer, and we can send this value as an environment property. Okay, to run this application locally, we need to provide a runtime variable here in this way. Like you can click on run as, In general, if we don't have any properties file or any environment variable, we can directly say run as a mule application. But if we can configure any properties file in like this, if you would like to send an environment as a runtime property value from your Anypoint Studio, we can do the run configurations, and we can send environment value as dev in from our run configurations. Okay, let's see. Right click on it, go to run as. See, by default we will click run mule application to deploy our application in our embedded server locally in our Anypoint Studio. But now we are going to send this environment variable. How can we send this? Go to run configurations. Okay, and in general tab you need to select which application is going to deploy. By default it will select my application, and under this argument, how you can send is like you need to give hyphen capital D, and what is your environment key. This is the key name, right? And this is the value. So you can just directly copy this entire thing, and you can keep here. There should be no space between D and env. Hyphen D env equal to dev. It means like from runtime I am passing this property env equal to dev. It means like I am telling my actually I am telling my application like you need to refer dev.yaml file. Okay, what if I can give QA here, it will refer qa.yaml. This is this setup we need to create while deploying our application in our local system. But from Cloud Hub, we need to send this value from runtime properties. We will see that in next video. Okay. Okay, now we are good to deploy our application in my local, so it will deploy and we can test it. Okay. So yeah, we are done with today externalizing properties session. You can externalize any as much as properties which are there in your application dynamically. Thank you, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like and share for more videos, and keep learning. Happy learning.